What TV show or film is most accurate to the astronaut experience? Gravity. There was one little physics part in there, but all the other stuff was like, I mean, when she was on the space station, Sandra Bullock was like floating on the space station, it looked like what I saw when I was up there. Hi, I'm astronaut Leland Melvin, and this is That's So Random. You're an executive producer of the new Nat Geo docuseries, The Space Race. What's different about this Space Race doc, and why did you jump on board as a producer? Once Kennedy Marshall Film Company came to me and said, hey, we're making this movie about the legacy of the space race from the Black perspective, I was all in, because I think, from a history standpoint, these stories were never told. And I think more people, Black, white, Puerto Rican, Jew, whatever culture, race, creed, needs to see the real history of what happened. What was the biggest challenge in putting together a documentary series like this, and which story felt like the one that could not be left out of it? What couldn't be left out was how Ed's journey to becoming the first Black astronaut was all political. President Kennedy, or before that, Senator Kennedy, was running for president, and he was trying to figure out how to get the Black vote. And so they started down this road. He wasn't a test pilot yet, so they worked him in to be a test pilot, to then let him qualify to be part of the MOLE program and then maybe go into the NASA program. And so that story is really unheard of everywhere. I think the biggest challenge of putting this together was really getting the buy-in from all the Black astronauts, because many people had done, wanted to do movies like this, and they would either start it, stop it, wouldn't have the funding, but we came to this story with the funding already in place. We know that it took a minute for a Black astronaut to make it to space, but what challenges still exist for people of color who decide to pursue a career with NASA? Lots of times when you're going into an area that's not really diverse, sometimes you're the first. When I became an astronaut in 1998, I was the only, Black astronaut in my class. Sometimes you feel imposter syndrome. Sometimes you feel, what am I doing here? Why am I here? But I think, if you have the right group of people that are kind of like helping shore you up and pick you up, that imposter syndrome can kind of go away. What song can you not help but sing out loud when it comes on? So when I was in space, we were having this meal on the Russian segment with African American, Asian American, French, German, Russian, the first female commander, going around the planet every 90 minutes, watching a sunrise and a sunset every 45. And we're breaking bread, we're having these conversations, and then Sade's Smooth Operator comes on, and we're all just blown away. Some people start like float dancing, ooh, operator. So that was the song that stayed in my head for the rest of my life after I was in space. Rapid fire round. What's worse, getting stuck on the space station longer than you intended, or the anxiety of the descent back to Earth? I would say getting stuck on the space station, especially if there's no more food left. What's worse, space food or fast food? Space food. Are you allowed to pack any personal belongings to space? If you could, 3 things you could bring with you. Had my university baseball cap, had a football from the NFL Players Association, and I had my parents' wedding rings. How far are we from colonizing another planet? First of all, I want to strike the word colonizing, because the people that live there, it didn't go well if they were getting colonized, right? So let's say explore or live on another surface. I think maybe 2030, probably having people living, not colonizing, but living on the moon. In 5 words, why should we watch your new docuseries, The Space Race? History, legacy, Black history, inspire generations. Who wouldn't love Sade, right? And she's just singing and silky smooth.